I read the report too. I like this. I like a lot about this stock too. Um, Maybe somewhat because it is boring like that. A lot of the some of that headwind there from the wine and spirits is, remember, they made some transactions to divest a whole. They've been sort of restructuring that entire thing for a few years now, so they're still dealing with some sort of tough comparisons with that. They sold a bunch to EJ Gallo, I think it was. So they're trying to focus on the more premium side of that. But I thought it was interesting too. I kind of scanned through some of the earnings release to kind of, I was looking through. Remember the hard seltzer thing was something that to watch in this, and they did mention they've got that Corona hard seltzer that they launched about a year ago, and they said they had to do. They didn't spend a lot of time in the earnings release, but they did mention they had to do a write off of something like $70 million tied to the quick slowdown in the hard seltzer market. So I'm sure in the earnings call they're going to go into more details. That's kind of maybe it's interesting that they would still raise their sales guidance and at the same time still take this big hit in the hard seltzer. I guess that's kind of good news, bad news, meaning their sales aren't going to get hit really bad, but they also clearly didn't succeed as much as they wanted with Corona hard seltzer. They were hoping to get that in the top 3 market share position, but I guess it was more of a small thing.
Yeah, I think they're hoping. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We all just want to talk about alcohol.
We all just want to talk about it. Clearly.
Go ahead, Rachel.
Oh no, I was just going to agree and say also that I think that the growth they're seeing in their beer segment is sort of where you're getting those really positive guidance with it, its earnings per share and everything, because I think that's really continuing to sort of propel its business, while the others, like you mentioned, from restructuring and some of these other recent events, has been struggling a little bit more. Not that it can't recover in the future, but I do think as a whole, the wine and spirits industry has been sort of struggling a bit over the last, 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, the beer is a staple, I think, and the brands like Modelo and Corona just have a tremendous following, and it appeals to newer drinkers coming into the age of drinking as well. They're just a well thought out brand. The hard seltzer piece, kind of not surprised, because we saw Boston Beer have same kinds of issues. I think it became we're at home. It's the coronavirus. Let's try this new thing. And I don't know how many people really went back and bought another 6-pack of the new thing. So,
right.
Yeah, and the other point you made, Rachel, around the long time sort of struggle with the alcohol industry. They've been pivoting. Just if you look at the long-term trend of hard alcohol, it's just down over the years. And whether it's hard seltzers, these I guess fancy wines that sort of play to the everyday kind of marketing. I mean, it's kind of scary when you look at some of the marketing that they roll out for this stuff, but definitely the wine and spirits side of things has been fighting sort of just a decades long trend of just gradual reduction in the size of the market.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's also that part of the industry is sort of prone to be dealing with a lot more trends, whereas I feel like people always like beer.
Yeah, beer's pretty simple.
It's just like, it's easy, So I mean, I think like on a very basic level, that's part of it too.